When you look at 2020, the NBA is a lot more international, right? I mean, yes, you had guys like Manute Bol that they would bring in from other countries and put them in the league, but now they are really scouring the planet for every, top-notch player, every 7-footer they could find. And, you also, I mean, China was not where it was back then in terms of, basketball and so forth. So you just have, a bigger pool of people to choose from. Do you think there could ever be another 5'3" player in the NBA these days?
Boy, I tell you, I wish, and I think that it can be, because this game is global, as you said. It's a global game, and a lot of kids now out here in different countries dreaming, where they didn't have that opportunity before. The Philippines. Even though that's a small, diminutive country, but you got kids that's still dreaming, and basketball is pretty huge over there. So you never know what might happen, like China in these countries. We got probably over 140, 50 international players in our league right now, and knowing that the game again is global. India, so many people are dreaming, kids are believing that I see somebody like me now. That I can possibly become that guy. And it's now a guy that's now living in Ukraine, somewhere in Serbia. And, it's just amazing that where the game has gone. And, but that's rightfully, that's great for the game. Because again, the talent, the pool of talent that's out there, as you said, scouts are going everywhere looking to find talent, and because that's where it is, and talent is there, they will find you. When you gotta love it, you gotta love what Commissioner Adam Silver has done with the game. And again, one point, sometime in our future, maybe in my mind, but this game is gonna be an international game. It's gonna be a global game where you're gonna have leagues over in Europe and as well as over here in the States. And then we're going to have a global championship to see who's the global championship of the world.
Yeah, I mean, who would have guessed during your time that someone like a Yao Ming would just pop up out of nowhere at 7'6"? Like I remember there's that famous picture with Shaq and Yao Ming.
Uh-huh.
And Shaq looks like a little man next to him. Right? And I remember when I first met Shaq, I remember looking at him going like, you are the biggest human being I've ever seen in my entire life. You don't even look human. You look like a giant from a movie. And yet standing next to Yao Ming, he looks short.
I know.
So you just never know where these guys are going to pop up from.
No.
And and someone like a Yao Ming, like I remember I was talking to John Sally. I was talking about James Harden. I said, "Do you think James Harden's going to leave the Rockets?" He said, "No." He said, "The reason is because of China. And the Rockets are so significant in China because of Yao Ming that team is just so important, and they're going to keep their top player no matter what."
Once upon a time, I would say. Because Houston now has gone through a little transformation considering what happened from what, Daryl Morey has said about that. And, they lost the sponsorship, the TV wasn't being shown no more over there, so they took a big hit from that. And so I don't know if that's the same case with Houston with James Harden, because now of course he's asking for a trade, wants to get out. I know he got 2 years left on his contract, but again, I mean, China was huge for that market for Houston. And they played a really significant role for that. And Yao being the, now the president of the, federal organization down there, who was always huge with the Houston organization, kind of took a little backstep. But I think they will get it back. And but players like Yao Ming and here you Mirasan, the stature of those guys, when Manute Bol, we thought that was it. And then here it is, you get the frame, not only the height, but the frame as a Shaquille O'Neal, and that's something that's, I don't know, going to see that recently. I mean, anytime soon, because centers seem to be disappearing here lately. But you got Anthony Davis, but Anthony Davis is, he's one of those agile centers. Versatile. We haven't seen a Shaquille O'Neal, Wilt Chamberlain in quite some time.